Good day, everybody. My name is Courtney, and I'll be the driver of this session.
Hello everyone, my name is Ulrich and I'll be the navigator of this session.
So today we did chapters 4 to 7, so we'll start with chapter 4, adding sample data. So this is for MongoDB. So let me just read this thing quickly. One thing great about MongoDB is when you want some dummy data to try things out, you don't have to painstakingly generate your own data. So basically Mongo provides us with data. So we're going to be working in the atlas. As you can see over here on the Discord screen, it's the sandbox cluster. So if I go to the atlas itself on Chrome or Microsoft Edge as I do, you can see that you'll go to Atlas and you can create a cluster or project, whatever. And then somewhere, I can't create another one because then I have to pay for that one. We only get one free. So somewhere here you can add or load data, and then it will give you all this data basically. So what we're working with is sample mflix. So here you can see it added in the comments data, embedded movies, session theaters, and users. So it does take a while to load though, but you get the free dummy sample data. Um, yeah, is there anything else there? Oh, let me show you. So here's our compass. It also comes into the compass. So you can go to comments. Here's your list of different objects of data. Um, so you can see we've got the comments. It even shows you the comments and stuff. I think it's just in different language. Embedded movies, sessions, theaters, and users. So we have created a few users, obviously, but we can't find them. As you can tell, there's 185 users, so we'd rather not painstakingly look for those. But yeah, that is chapter 4. Is there anything else that I missed, or was it just that?
No, that's it.
Cool. Moving on to chapter 5. Chapter 5 is setting up our Node.js Express backend. So our Express backend, our backend is basically just the server side. So I'm not going to go into depth with this because I've already installed Node. Basically, just go to the website, install the latest version, and then in your terminal, check the Node version, node-v, well, node space dash v, and it will show you your latest version of Node. And then you can do those commands if you want to, but that's just for the movie review one. Um, and then also install nodemin-g. Is that correct? npm nodemin-g. The
Yeah.
npm install-g nodemin. This is basically um, a third-party application. So in your app, when your server's running and you change something and save it, it will just refresh. You don't have to Control C to break the server to restart it. This just goes with it, basically like what React did. That's how I can put it. So whenever we make a code change, the server will restart by itself. You don't have to do it manually. So that's just Node. um, and then our chapter 6, creating our backend server. How fun. So obviously you've got your package JSON. Um, you also have your package lock JSON. Um, and in our backend, so okay, obviously you just import all that data. So we're gonna go look at our server if I can close this thingy. Um, Here is our server. So as you can see here, we're just going to import Express from Express. So it's just the Express framework. Then we're going to import cores from core. This is just going to import cores middleware to handle cross-origin requests. Um, and then import movies from the API movies routes.js. And then we've got our cons app express. That's just going to create an express application, your server. We've got app.useCalls, app.useExpressJSON. This is just supply middleware that the Express will use. And we're also just going to enable calls, so our front end can talk to the back end, basically. And then the express.json is automatically pass incoming JSON requests to JSON JavaScript objects. That's the list of IDs. Um, and then our app.use, this API here for our server, this is just to use the movies routes for any path starting with API slash v1 movies, etc. Catch all routes. So what this does, this for you, basically if it doesn't find a route that matches, it's going to send back an asterisk in the um, link above from the web browser itself and send you a 404 error because if no other route matches, basically, it's going to send a 404 error response and then it's responding with a JSON message, which I will
You
show
could
you
also
to
go ahead and
now.
show that.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
do that now. I'm just finishing explaining the code. And then you're just going to export your app. So as a demonstration, let's go to our browser. You'll see I typed here localhost 5000. Here we get our pretty print error not found, because it's not being directed anywhere. So now we just go, I think it was slash API slash v1 movies. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And now you'll see we'll get our list of data. A lot of data. Yeah, so that is that. Um, could you please scroll down? Okay, and then we have to connect the database to start the server. Basically, what this is doing is that when you set up your atlas, you also get a certain line of code that will help you connect your atlas to your code. So if we go to our env environment, you'll see up here we have movie reviews underscore db underscore uri. So you obviously get a custom one for everybody's like application, whatever, and then you have your username. I just typed in user, you give it a password, you'd replace what it gives you. It will be basically those kind of brackets, and then it will say something else, and you just replace that with your password. Boom. That's basically what it does. It's connected. Obviously, just do npmi, it installs everything, and basically your server's connected. That's, yeah. And then we have our index.js as well. This is just to help everything work. Um, so we've got import app from server.js, import our MongoDB, the .env, movies DAO, reviews DAO. I actually want to check what DAO is. What is defin? I don't think it's supposed to be defin. Oh well. Of
Definition.
Yeah, I don't think I spelled it right, but it's okay. Encoding DAO stands for Data Access Object. So a data access object, DAO, is a design pattern used to separate low-level data access logic like database operations from the high-level business logic of an application. The DAO pattern helps keep our code organized and modular, isolate the database code from the rest of our app, make it easier to test, maintain, and swap out databases if needed. Here is an example. Yeah, so it is a data access object. That is DAO. So we have our async function. That's just going to define the main async function to run the server. And then we have our dosenv.config. This is just to load the environment variables from the env file. We have our const clients. This is just to create a new MongoDB client using the URI from the env file. So the link to help connect the databases to basically make it go live. Then our const port, this is just a port it runs on. So it's the set port from the value of the env file will default to 8000. And then our await client, this is just connecting to the MongoDB cluster. And then our other awaits are just to inject the database with like connections into the DAO classes. Our app.listen, that's just going to start the server and listen on the specified port. So 8000, 5000, 3000, whatever it is. And then our console.error, if an error occurs, it's just going to log the exits. It's just going to log it and exit the process with failure. And then obviously our main is just going to run the main function and catch any unhandled errors. That is our index. If you look here to the side, you'll see we have a DAO folder. This stores our movies.dao, where our imports are being brought from, and then the reviews.dao. Yeah, and then our last but not least, chapter 7, cheating the movie. What? Oh, creating the movie.
Creating.
My bad. Creating the movie's data access objects. So this is again still on our back end. It's in the DAO one. So let's go find it quickly. So movies.dao. Yes, I think. So here are our classes that was being spoken about. Um, Obviously we've got our export default class movies.dao. Um, Obviously this just handles all the movies. We've got static async. It's going to get the movie by ID. So what the try is going to do is going to, like the return await, it's going to use aggregate to provide a sequence of data aggregation. And it's also going to look for a movie doc that matches a specified ID. The $sign lookup, that's going to join the ID field from the movie doc to movie ID and reviews. Yeah, just your pretty simple error handling and fetching code. Is that all? Is there more? Okay, the if filters. I don't see them. Okay. Okay. In our index.js, we're going to add this below to imports and get reference to the movies DAO file. Yeah, that's just the normal imports. We know what the awaits do. That's okay. Cool. Was that it for
That's
chapter
it.
7? Okay, let me show you the front end. So obviously now we've got a cluster. This is that. And with your server still running, here is the movie review. So here's just a bunch of all classic movies. You've got all ratings. You can choose whichever one you want. You can search by title. Scroll down. Now with this, there is full CRUD functionality. Yes, the UI is a bit irritating. It's very messy, but that's okay. There is a login function where then you can leave reviews, um, edit them, delete them, view other people's reviews. You can do that while logged out as well, I think. Um, okay, I think you got to be fully logged in. There's something wrong with this server, but that's fine. Anyway, that's
It
just the
just
front
takes a
end,
long time to load.
apparently. But yes, that is chapters 4 to 7. Thank you.